Should I go to university? A question that plagues the minds of many. It seems like the logical next step for some, but is it for you? Hi, my name is Neil Bruce. I'm a fourth year accountancy and finance student at the University of Dundee, and I would like to start off my channel by imparting some advice and knowledge about what it's like to be at university to someone who's thinking about going. I'm going to start off with 3 questions that I think you should ask yourself before considering going to uni, and then following that up with some tips and advice I have for someone thinking about starting. The first question I'd like you to ask yourself is, are you going for your parents? Most people's parents want you to be the most successful you can be. And it's important to note that success is very relative, and success in your eyes could be different to the traditional views of your parents. And taking a step back and realizing that it might not be what you want and what they want instead is important when it comes to going to university. The second question I'd like you to ask yourself is, are you going for your friends? Now, I know I was definitely a culprit of this. In high school, the culture is very much doing what your friends do to kind of seem cool or whatever you feel like doing. But when I was in school, it was definitely a case of everyone applied for university because it would almost seem like you're dumb if you don't, which is definitely a very negative culture to be part of. And it's important to know that whatever your friends are doing, that's great. You can support them in that, but you don't have to do what your friends do. And especially when it comes to university, it's such a massive life decision. It doesn't have to come from the root of, this is what my friends are doing, that's what I need to now do. The third and final question, and arguably the most important question I'd like you to ask yourself is, are you going for the social aspect? And again, I was definitely someone who thought that this was for me, and the club atmosphere, the going out all the time, that was what I was going to university to do. And I didn't really consider the fact that I'd have to put in a lot of the work, which I'm going to come on to in the next section of this video. But it's important that you have the structure in your mind that you're going to university for schooling, and this is a bonus on top. And it's very important to stay aware of that. Moving on to some tips and advice about going to university. My first is that you can wait. You don't have to go to university straight away. 33% of 18-year-olds go to university as of 2017, according to UCAS. But when you first get out of school, you can relish that opportunity to have a year off education or 2, and you can have a part-time job, you can enjoy life, you can mature as a person and make sure that you are actually ready to go to university. My second piece of advice is to make sure that you're passionate about what you're doing. 3rd and 4th year gets very intense when it comes to the workload and what you're writing about. And if you're doing something you're not particularly passionate about, I think you end up having a lot more work to do. It feels more like work rather than something that you are studying towards and you want to progress and you want to learn. But it's also important to note that if you don't have this desire, it's not a worry. You can always progress as a person. University is definitely the time for becoming a better you, and you grow so much, you become more mature. Everyone who goes to university at the age of 18 becomes an adult at university. It's just kind of that time in your life where you realize who you are, and that is a great opportunity. And university definitely was a time in which I found myself. It wasn't at university in particular, but in that period of time, I'm now 4th year, I feel like I've become who I am in this period of time, and it's pretty fantastic. So relishing that opportunity to become who you are and really nail into what you want to be at university is a great experience. Obviously, a lot of the things I've been speaking about today will be affected by the coronavirus, unfortunately. I'm going to have a video come out soon that's going to outline my methods of dealing with university alongside coronavirus, including some tips and tricks on how to stay most productive in lockdown. I think another important thing to realise is that if you are in a course that you end up struggling on and you're not enjoying it, dropping out of uni feels like it could be something that's going to go catastrophically wrong. But if you are in a space where you are not enjoying yourself and you don't feel like you're progressing and you don't want to learn about the subject that you're doing, dropping out of university is an option, and it's definitely one that is not as bad as it sounds. So that's it. That's my 3 questions to ask yourself and my tips and advice for someone thinking about going to university. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it in the comments section, and if you enjoyed this video, a like on the video would be fantastic, and a subscription would show that you want to come back for more. I'm going to be making plenty more content on university and lifestyle, so if you're interested in what I have to say about that, I'd love to see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.